the only time this month, the Indy 11 are at home in Lucas Oil Stadium, a building in which they have not lost for over a calendar year. But for the first time in 2.5 months, they look to rebound from a loss. That came last week at Hartford. Tonight they play host to Loudoun United. For the Indy 11, they have hit the halfway point of the season. And without doubt, their best player of those first 17 games is Tyler Pasher. 7 goals, that leads the team. He has scored in each of the team's last 2 home matches and has done so in the opening 10 minutes of the match. Our featured player for Loudoun United is Kyle Murphy. His 5 goals lead the team. He leads the club in matches played. He also leads them in assists. These teams played just 5 weeks ago. The Indy 11 winning late, courtesy of a goal from Tyler Pasher. More on that in just a matter of moments. Thanks for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer here on Wish TV and ESPN+. Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by Community Health. Dream big, work hard, finish strong. Community Health Sports Medicine, official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. And by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, proud to be the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. It was not in the too distant past that these two teams faced off at Audi Field, the home of DC United, back on June 15th, some 5 weeks ago. Matthew Loudoun, a glorious shot from outside of the box, gave Loudoun United an early 1-goal lead. But Indy would equalize early in the second half, and they would win it late from guess who? Tyler Pasher in the 89th minute, a 2-1 victory some 5 weeks ago. Could we see a similar result tonight? The home team would certainly hope so. Alongside Brad Hodder, Greg Rakestraw with you. Once again, thank you for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer. Brad, we are officially now at the halfway point of the season. What should Indy 11 fans love the most from a very successful first 17 matches?
Well, you got to love the way that the team's been playing. They've been outstanding on the field. You know, when you take a look at the top 6 teams in the table, they're the only ones that have played 17 games. Everybody else has got 19.
Let's focus on what this team has done well, and it starts with defensively and goalkeeping, a number of clean sheets, and again, best goals allowed average in the league.
Yeah, they've been fantastic in goal, but you take a look at it, and you've done it with Evan, you've done it with Jordan, you've done it with different combinations in the back line. It's just a unit that plays well together.
Success at home, we have touched on that, and that left-footed guy wearing number 23 is a big part of it, too.
He's been fantastic, you know, scoring dramatic goals either late in games or goals in the first 10 minutes that change the whole the feel of the game.
Well, Tyler, because of being a bit nicked up from the last home game 3 weeks ago, against Lou City, came off the bench last week. He is back in the starting 11, but Ilya Illich is in it for the first time since the season opener on March 9th, and Loudoun Jihate gets the nod over Dane Kelly.
Love to see it. Little wrinkle between Jihate and Ilya Illich. That's going to be different than when these teams played last.
On the flip side for Loudoun United, Kyle Murphy is their leading goal scorer. Again, they played on Wednesday in North Carolina, and 6 players will make their second start of the week.
Not just on Wednesday, but this is the third of 3 games on the road, and that game Wednesday night was close until the last 10 minutes, and it was in 90-degree heat.
Our starting lineups brought to you by Honda Manufacturing of Indiana, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Players are ready. We hope you are as well. I hope you have found someplace cool like the great indoors at Lucas Oil Stadium to watch this match tonight. As always, thanks for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer on both Wish TV and ESPN Plus. And Ilya Illich off to the races already. Jihate, the flag goes up, or that could have been a goal in the first 30 seconds for the Indy 11.
Love it. And he brings such energy and such chaos to the front line that he's very, very difficult to defend.
Loudoun Jihate from Senegal scored the only goal, the game winner, in the home victory here 4 weeks ago against Atlanta United 2. Made his way to this club on an open tryout. That doesn't happen very often. Paid his own way to come to Indianapolis. Has carved out more than just a substitute role on this team. Now getting to play as a starter on a semi-regular basis, his 3rd start of the campaign.
Well, I think that part of that is every time that he's come in, he's brought a spark to the field, and so he's a tough guy to keep off.
A quick glance at Evan Newton. Evan was injured on June 8th in Memphis, returned to the starting lineup last week in Hartford. Jordan Farr did an outstanding job in replacing him for the better part of a month. We showed you the clean sheets. We showed you the goals against average. Frankly, it has not made a difference whether it's been Newton or Farr. Both guys have been tremendous, and in large part because the guys in front of them have been so solid all year.
Yeah, and it's so critical when you're building the roster that, you know, not only do you have quality backs, but you've got 2 goalkeepers because it's such a long season.
Asher off to the races, plays it across, couldn't find Jihate, and swept away by one of the center backs for Loudoun United. Of course, playing on turf here is something that you got to get accustomed to. As Akeem Ward misplayed that ball along the back line for Loudoun United. Asher read it perfectly. Earl Edwards Jr., and as always is the case when you face one of the teams that's affiliated with a Major League Soccer club, that means you see a lot of different personnel. That has been the case in terms of the netminders for Loudoun United. Edwards Jr. getting his 8th match appearance of the season. Their goalkeeper minutes have been split amongst 3 goalkeepers this year.
Yeah, it makes it tough as a keeper to be able to read when the lineups keep changing, the parent club keeps dropping players down, because everybody plays a little bit different. So, are guys comfortable with their left, with their right? Where do you give them the ball? And so those are things that, as a goalkeeper, they've got to just stay clicked in mentally.
Jihate tried to get back on side. Can he win the foot race to get there? Got 1 touch to it, but couldn't get a second as Edwards Jr. pounces on it.
It's a great thing about Jihate. He will chase down everything. If it's a half chance, he's in after it. And sometimes defenders just fall asleep for just a second because they think that's not a ball a guy's going to go for.
Mitch Osmond quickly over to try to sweep that ball away. Hackshaw will knock it back to midfield for the Indy 11. And again, Enevoldsen, flag stays down. Nope, no it doesn't. Flag eventually goes up. Edwards had it covered regardless. But to do so, Edwards had ventured 15 yards past his own 18-yard box. Time now for the keys to the match, brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11.
Yeah, for the 11, we spoke about it in the pregame, is that Loudoun plays on short rest, having played in North Carolina on Wednesday night. Elevate the tempo. I mean, it's a good rhythm right now. It's going to be something you can get into their legs and into their bench early. Also, don't sleep on Sorto. This kid, he's only played 1 1/3 games so far this season. 19 years old, academy kid. He's got 2 goals in under 2 games, and one of them against Atlanta was just a brilliant display of technical ability in the box. For Loudoun, they've got to stop of transitional moments for Indy 11. Indy's been so dangerous in transition. Take a foul in your attacking third. Don't let them get into your back third. And then they have to drop their back line. You've seen it here early. Loudoun's playing with a high back line. The backs for Indy 11 can find the space to meet their pace. And if they want to build through the middle, they can find the channels to send Jahate in.
Opportunity for that right there for Jahate. Good takeaway by Enevoldsen. And that is a foul. Enevoldsen asking for a card. We'll see if our match referee concurs with that assessment. By the way, Matthew Corrigan, our referee. You can decide for yourself. A card has been shown to Corrigan. But frankly, Brad, that's a great foul to take, because if not, Enevoldsen's in.
And that's what we just spoke about in the keys. You've got to take that foul before you put them out in transition. And this is right on the edge of your defensive third. So while it's still a dangerous part, it doesn't put them in a position where they have to defend their 18.
By the way, Matthew Corrigan, our referee, Matt Trotter, Zach McWhorter are our assistant referees. Youssef El Masusi is our fourth official tonight. So Burforth, the center back that draws the yellow card. Burforth getting his 11th appearance of the season. Only Kyle Murphy for this team has appeared in now all 16 matches for Loudoun United this year.
Now you take a look at how that yellow card is going to change the dynamic of this game, with Indy 11 continuing to try and find the space for Jahate against that back line. Burforth has got to be careful.
Iose looking back post for Hackshaw, just a bit too hard for the lone goal scorer last week for the Indy 11 in Iose, his first of this season. Hackshaw has a couple on the year. Those both came very early in the season. You see Martin running on the Indy 11 sidelines. Outstanding second season as the head coach of the Indy 11. Formerly the head coach of the Vancouver Whitecaps in Major League Soccer. Spent 3 years coaching in South Korea before making his way to Indy. Ryan Martin, the head coach of Loudoun United, and this is his first season as their head coach, because this is the first year of the club in Northern Virginia. In fact, they are so new, much like last week's opponent in Hartford Athletic. Their new stadium was not ready for the beginning of the season. They have played the majority of their home games at Audi Field, the home of DC United. They will open up their new digs in Northern Virginia in August when they play host to Charlotte. It was one of 3 MLS venues that the Indy 11 have played in this season, as they have played matches at the home of Sporting Kansas City, the Philadelphia Union, and DC United already this year, and won all 3 of those matches. Mitch Osmond will sweep that back to Evan Newton. Quick look at our injury report, brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine, official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. That injury report keeps getting smaller. Eugene Starikoff, not in the 18 tonight. The hope is we'll see him in the next couple of weeks, but again, you don't have to rush him. When you really need Eugene back is when you get to September, and that kind of cascade of several Wednesday matches starts to pick up.
Yeah, it's such a luxury to have so many goal scorers, so much talent up front, that you don't have to rush a guy back.
Ball last touch by Jahate. Throw in coming, taken by Pivo Due. Pivo last year played for North Carolina FC. Teenagers on the field tonight for this Loudoun United club. They have gone with a few more kind of, say, USL Championship veterans than some of the other affiliated teams that we have seen play this year. You referenced Sorto. How about Moses Nyman?
Unreal.
Here's a ball by Barrett looking for Enevoldsen. Enevoldsen stays onside. Enevoldsen goes to the turf. No whistle there. Play on, says our referee. Penalty last week late against Hartford. Something they have not done a lot of this year. Take a look for yourself here.
That's such a great first touch, just to give him a chance on this ball.
And Barrett down on the turf and draws the attention of our referee. But the Indy 11 have been on the attack since the beginning of this match, which is exactly what you wanted to see if you were Martin Running.
And I think, you know, Loudoun's got to navigate this first 15 minutes while this pace is at this level, and make sure that they can, you know, sort of settle into the flow of this game. But they're dangerous. You take a look at Murphy up top and Sordo underneath him. This is a team that can come at you. So the 11 can't get out of shape and allow them to get into the counter.
Indy really controlled, especially the second half of that match against Loudoun 5 weeks ago. It was a wonder strike by Andrew Loudoun that put Loudoun up 1-0. Dane Kelly generated an own goal to tie the match for a Pasher rebound goal. Indy the late opportunity, and that's a great opportunity there. Speaking of chances, that was Murphy on a quick counter that couldn't keep it on frame, but a good look for Loudoun United.
And that's tough. You had him stretched a little bit where you had Patty Barrett and Mitch Osmond a little bit drawn out, so Murphy could find the seam underneath him, and they delivered a great ball to him.
Both goals on the counter last week by Hartford. What if you're Martin ready to take away from that and say, okay, these are things we've got to remedy for this week and going forward?
When you look at this season, that has been the only element in Indy 11 that you could say, hey, this is a place that teams are getting through on you. And part of it is due to how dynamic you are up front. You know, you maintain possession in the attacking third. You're dangerous in the attacking third. That draws your players forward and opens up for that counter in transition.
Ioze gives it a go himself and didn't miss it by much. Goals from the run of play are rare for Ioze, but a great look for that lethal left foot.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, when he comes across the middle, when he's playing out on the right like that and puts him on his left foot, it gives him the opportunity for a shot instead of a service like when he's back on his natural side.
Not out of danger yet is Loudoun United. Ioze providing that opportunity. Now this ball will be settled by the visitors. This portion of tonight's match presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Dream big, work hard, and finish strong. Jr. saw some time with Orlando City a season ago. Now that team coached by James O'Connor, they were playing on Thursday night. Got to hear a very familiar name in goal for them that night, Greg Ranchetsing, who spent the last several years with Lou City. Bustamante with the ball at his feet for Loudoun United. Here's Sorto trying to get an open window. The window closed because of Evan Newton.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is a kid very similar in Atlanta, 19-year-old academy kid who danced through 3 or 4 guys inside the 18 and beat the goalkeeper far post. It was almost setting up to look identical to that goal that he scored.
Give away by Jahate. Another opportunity here for Loudoun United. The long distance shot. Let's say scare to Newton, but he had most of that window covered. Orlando Sinclair, that man from Costa Rica, with the long distance opportunity. He has scored a pair of goals, and this is his 13th match on the campaign. There's not been a lot of knocking the ball around midfield so far in this match, Brett. They've kind of gotten from end to end, as evidenced by this ball, but Edwards quickly on it.
And I'll tell you, that's part of what happens when you've got 2 teams that have some pace up top, is that if the back line's going to be high, if they're going to reveal some space behind him, try and find that ball over the top, see if you can catch him asleep.
Last week was the first time all year that the Indy 11 have dropped points to one of the new teams in the East. And before that had victories against Loudoun, against Memphis, against Birmingham and Hartford. We'll take it inside the 18. Flag stays down, a deflection.
Good reaction.
Had to quickly adjust to. All of a sudden, the pitch has tilted in favor of the visitors.
Tough save. That was a great ball played by Loudoun in, and then just this little reaction save here, you know, stops it from being 1-0.
I believe that was off the boot of Osmond. Nearly had one similar to that a couple of weeks ago that Jordan Farr had to make a play on. Ioze playing on the right side tonight. Trying to get Ilya Illich in the lineup. moving Tyler Pasher back to kind of a midfielder's role, that left wing. What does Iose on the right mean for the Indy attack this evening?
The part of it that I really love is you've got the hottest player in the league in Tyler Pasher, and he's going to find some space out on the left side. You've got a guy in Iose who not only can see the space for Pasher, but he can deliver the ball. And what happens when Iose gets the ball? You're going to see Loudoun shift over. They're going to defend the ball and compress this space for Iose, which is going to open up even further for Pasher. Iose will see it. Iose will be able to find that space. Watch Pasher getting in.
Fan Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship in many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. You were saying Iose going to find Pasher in space?
Just like that. That could not have been a greater visualization of the benefits of having Iose on the right with Pasher on the left.
Now that the scoring thread has calmed for like 10 seconds. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit SelectSportAmerica.com. It's like you've played or coached the game or something, Brett. I don't know.
It's incredible. Incredible.
We'll see how many more future prophecies you can have during the course of tonight's broadcast.
That might be it. That might be it.
Well, that might be the one the Indy 11 keep going to throughout the course of the game as well, and that'll be a foul against Sorto.
Yeah, I was going to say that might be it, but we're going to see it a lot tonight.
Because teams, as you'll see the replay of the foul here, teams know what's coming. They still haven't figured out a way to stop it.
Yeah, the tough part is when Iose has the ball out here on the right, you have to shift over. You have to compress the space. If he sees that you're not going to do that, he can take you off the dribble and he can create on the right side. So you have to shift your players over. He will see that. Look at how wide Pasher's playing. He's got his heels on the touchline. That's going to open up even more space for them to drop the ball in for him.
Keem Ward, the player trying to slow down Pasher. There was a great feature in the Indianapolis Star this week about Tyler really finding a comfort zone here in Indianapolis in his second season. Of course, injuries limited him a season ago. Illich the flick. Can Pasher track it down? Yes. And then draws a foul. So, in effect, a short corner coming here for the Indy 11. And it's maybe a long night for Keem Ward trying to track Tyler Pasher.
Speed kills. And I tell you, one of the things you can do to neutralize it is get physical with it and hope that that pounding doesn't get you sent off and does impact the player with the pace.
You can see that it's going to be Walker that takes this and not Iose. But everything else kind of lines up like a usual corner would for the Indy 11. The guys like Hackshaw, Barrett, and Osmond all heading forward as target players. Our battalion enjoying the cooler climbs tonight here at Lucas Oil. Walker, the team leader in assists, looks for another one. Back post ball. Illich heads it down. Due then got to it next. Another corner coming. This time an official for the Indy 11.
It's a great ball. Just, served at an area where, Edwards cannot come out and get it. And so now you're just relying on one of your teammates to go up and get ahead to it.
Illich 11 goals in his fourth and final season last year with Lou City. With an injury that cost him 4 months. Returning last week. Iose. Now Walker sends it back. Hackshaw will settle to Pasher. Indy will reorganize here. You typically have some players that are a bit out of position. You're playing for the corner flag. Fans, you can show your Indy 11 pride and get your exclusive Indiana Members Credit Union Indy 11 debit card at any Indiana Members Credit Union branch or online at imcu.com today. Not a goal yet, but this match has not lacked for action. It was almost an Indy 11 scoring opportunity in the first 30 seconds. Illich.
Oh, what a touch.
Back to Iose. Just to get back to that left foot. Jahate was the target. Great ball by Walker. Good looking flick by Illich. Jahate just couldn't get a window to let fire. you can see the difference that Illich is making already.
That was an unbelievably creative ball that he put over the top to Asher a moment ago.
And Patty Merritt takes a tumble. We've seen Patty give that foul a couple of times this year. This time on the receiving end. It looks like Iose in a comfort zone. Will take this restart for Indy.
And that's a young foul, and that actually got them in trouble on Wednesday night in North Carolina. Some guys making some attempts at the ball from behind and from the side that puts them in a different position. Patty Barrett at the 20, where it's marked as the 20-yard line, is less dangerous than Iose on a restart here, and you got to evaluate that in the moment.
Our referee gave Sorto the soccer version with strongly worded letter, but no card. Iose would like to have that one over again as Edwards reads that one and quickly snatches it away. Marty Burforth has picked up a yellow for Loudoun United. Loudoun enters this match 7 points back of the final playoff spot in the East. Indy 11 enters 6 points back of Tampa Bay for first in the Eastern table. Shaw. A leg and a boot in the way, but it is a corner given by the Indy 11. This portion of this match presented by Honda Manufacturing of Indiana, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Neville back after missing most of June, playing for his land of Trinidad and Tobago. Ball sent in. Ina Olsen got there first. Walker. And eventually Gibson to safety. Pasher. The flick. Ina Olsen just couldn't get there. And Jahate whistled for a foul. That was one more touch away from being something special.
Ina Olsen's toe. If he can just slide that ball into the space, Pasher's got 50 yards. Nobody in the league will catch him.
Opportunity here. Due plays it across, but the offside flag has been in frequent use going both directions today.
That's it. That's the benefit of the high back line, is that you can catch teams with pace, but you play on the edge because all it takes is either a misplay by the back line or a call that's missed.
Osmond got into the passing lane. Then Murphy from getting another opportunity. Already had one volley headed for the back post that he just missed. Harry Hawkins will track this down. Native of England. Hawkins played his college soccer at Hofstra, which is where Iose used to play. He played for the New York Cosmos. Take away by Walker, looking for Ina Olsen, but again, Edwards has been aggressive and going out and claiming every ball as well he should.
That's a great read by Edwards, because if that ball touches the ground, it's in.
This is Nyman, the 15-year-old.
It's ridiculous.
Plays that ball forward to Murphy.
Not only is it ridiculous, this is like his 5th, 6th pro game, but he's 6th on the team in passing completion rate. At 15 years old, Rake.
Fans, you can follow the Indy 11 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Sometimes when you get the media notes, you kind of read things about 3 or 4 times just to make sure. Am I seeing that right? He was born in 2003. It's going to be a foul taken by Alvarez, and I would think, let's see if there's a card coming here, just because of the scoring opportunity denied, and yep, that is a yellow shown to Tyler Gibson.
And, well officiated. He made the call, and as Loudoun was, getting agitated that there wasn't, puts his hands up, lets them know, guys, I got this, calms the situation down right away. Well officiated.
Just the 3rd yellow of the season for Gibson. It's when you get to that fourth during the season, you start being on accumulation watch about potentially missing a match. Gibson has not missed a match this year. In fact, he, as well as Thomas Enevoldsen, are the only two players for the Indy 11 who have now started every match this season. Last week, Gibson was the third player subbed out. It was the first time all year he had been subbed out of a match. It came at the midway point of the season.
Incredible. It's not a guy that manages his energy out there. He is all in all the time. So it's incredible that he's been able to put that streak together.
Good looking ball here. Left-footed blast, just missed the back post. Shot was taken by Carlos Alvarez.
Holy cow, that was a great ball. I think it was Hawkins that put that ball.
Alvarez playing in just his second match of the season. Possession has favored the Indy 11, but frankly, the opportunities have been about level so far in this match.
I agree with you.
Always a tutorial when the ball is at the feet of Iose. The ball is played to Pasher. Bit of a slow roller gave Ward time to at least get level with him. Ball played across. Verfurth got there for Loudoun United. Murphy is the target going forward. Sinclair allows the supporting runners to join him. Now Ward, that ball deflected by Osmond. Another corner coming for Loudoun.
I'll tell you, and you reference, Murphy stretching the field. He is a terrific player. He can finish. He can set up. He understands when he makes a run with the kind of reputation that he has. He can draw defenders into certain spaces and open things up for his teammates. And I was talking to Coach Martin this week, and I said, hey, who's the glue guy? You got a young team. Who's the glue guy that keeps everything together? He says Kyle Murphy. A pro on the field, a pro in the locker room.
Village got to head to it first for Indy. And Pasher finds Jahate. And then on the carom, guess who the fastest guy is to it? All the way across the pitch. It's Pasher. Trying to get that ball back to his left side and does so successfully. It's the flick. Jahate goes down. Enevoldsen. Enevoldsen get there? No. There will be a goal kick coming.
It's a great idea. Great idea. We've seen Enevoldsen pull the trigger from that spot on the top of the 18 a lot. He's comfortable with it. He's been dangerous on every one of those shots.
Enevoldsen 4 goals now for the Indy 11. His last one coming. It's Birmingham. The 3-0 victory back on June 26th. 20 goals and 10 assists a season ago for Orange County. Fans, Cliff Bar Baking Company in Indianapolis is proud to team up with Indy 11. Provide meals to IPS students through our Meals for Miles program. Sort of the lead for Bustamante. Bustamante, another deflected shot. And Iose,
genius,
heads it back towards his own goalkeeper, so Newton can play it as easy as you'd like.
It'd be interesting to just get some kind of a look inside that soccer brain and see how it fires. He reads everything and sees it so well.
Second year with the Indy 11. Before that, spent 4 years with the New York Cosmos. Iose couldn't get to that ball in time. What has become a standard or frame when we talk about the guy that wears number 7 in blue? We recognized he was a good player when he played for an opposing team. We had no idea how good of a player he was until he got here, and you see him on a match-by-match basis.
And part with it, too, is he's a complete player. He can defend, he can attack, he can create, he can finish.
Barrett. Jahate was the target. Illich. DC United Academy. Pasher draws the foul on Ward.
Fun battle between those two all day.
And Ward is playing a role similar to what we have seen Pasher or Iose play over the last couple of years here with the Indy 11, where he's asked to defend, but he has also given free reign to go as far forward as he'd like.
And I love those battles, and it's going to be which guy makes the other guy blink first.
Space for Enevoldsen. Enevoldsen deflected, corner coming. And he is telling Jahate, next time, make the run towards the opposite post, please. Some broadcast have a telestrator. We have Thomas Enevoldsen. Go that way. Iose takes his time so his defenders can get forward and serve as target players.
Oh my goodness, what a thought.
Settling touch by Illich. Cleared away. It was Hawkins. Swept that ball at the last moment. Verfurth prevents that from getting to Jahate. Bustamante will slow things down to allow his team to build it up just a little bit. Osman, the rookie, who doesn't play like a rookie. Illich, as if he had it on a string. Doesn't have enough supporting teammates there with which he can make a connecting pass. If you're Martin Rennie, what, if anything, you want to change here for these opening 30 minutes, Brad?
I tell you, you want to see if you can get Pasher the ball with space more often. And sometimes that's going to be playing a ball down the middle in the channel and shrink things and then punch it out to him. And you've seen a couple balls that have gone through the middle and they've connected passes and they get it to him a little bit slow. And you mentioned it. Ward shifts over. You got Verfurth and Hawkins that shift over, and then it just kills his space. So it's got to get to him in the space in front of him where he can use his speed.
This portion of the match presented by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Indiana, a state that works. Due getting another lengthy conversation from Matthew Corrigan. He's been a bit of a mediator tonight at times. Iose sends it in. I believe it's going to be a corner. Yep. Steered up and over the bar by one of the defenders for Loudoun United. We're seeing Walker takes the corners on the opposite side. Iose with that in swinger with his left foot. The near side.
And let's see if he goes to the same spot. He drove a ball, floated it to the backside of the 6, outside of Edwards' reach.
And Illich was the target. Due got there first. Enevoldsen will keep the pressure on. Throw, not a corner. Iose looking for Hackshaw. Edwards got just enough of a piece of a finger on that one.
It's another good read. I tell you, his aggressiveness and quick decisions to come off the line have saved Loudoun a couple of difficult opportunities that they would have to defend.
He played in 5 matches last year in Major League Soccer for Orlando City. This time they try near post. Ward got there first. Shaw waiting for a window to develop. Now Pasher. Control here by the Indy 11, but not much of a window to work through. Barrett just tried to blast it away and see what could happen.
You know what's coming, and you're still amazed by it.
Fans tune to ESPN3 this Wednesday, July 24th at 4 o'clock for a special afternoon edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. A surge in Reno 1868 FC storms into Orange County to meet an OCSC side looking to climb closer to a playoff spot. It's this Wednesday at 4, and it's on ESPN3. Coming here for Indy. Been impressed by Loudoun tonight.
They've played a solid match. They've not only, eliminated dangerous threats by the 11 inside the 18, but they've had some good chances themselves. And if they could get into halftime 0-0, get off their legs for 15 minutes, you'll find that they have the energy and the momentum to finish the match. So the 11 would do really, really well to get one here, break a little bit of that momentum and energy that Loudoun would get.
Handball was whistled against Iose. 6 players that started on Wednesday in that loss in North Carolina on the field tonight. 2 other players that appeared as subs for more than 30 minutes. It's been unmercifully hot and humid here for the last 4 or 5 days. I would imagine that a Wednesday night in Cary, North Carolina didn't feel any different.
Unreal. 15 years old. 15 years old. Just a moment ago, he was signaling guys on where he wants them to be when he's got the ball at his feet.
Asher off the races. Can Hackshaw get it to him? He can. Olsen. And for the back post run, good job by Neiman to get in the way. Eventually a throw in coming for the Indy 11. Moses Nyman. Olsen wanted that one, or Illich, excuse me. The ball where he wanted it, but couldn't do much with it once it was delivered. A chance for both teams to catch their breath. Fans, you can join us every Saturday morning for Soccer Saturday. 107.5 FM and 1070 The Fan. This week we talked to Mark Running, Ilya Illich, Chad Groby, for the Brickyard Battalion, who does his index rankings every week. So we also talked about El Trafico last night in Los Angeles with Zlatan Ibrahimovic personally outscoring LAFC 3-2. Mentioned Liverpool playing as well as Borussia Dortmund last night at Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend. All of that a part of Soccer Saturday this morning on 107.5 FM and 1070 The Fan. You can go back and listen anytime at 1070thefan.com.
Look at Gibson is just trying hard to draw that foul in the middle of the field to allow his teammates to get back and recover, and just couldn't catch it.
Ward with the left foot, and Newton had it covered. Do not mistake lack of goals for lack of activity.
It's been an exciting game.
Both teams have transitioned from defense to offense in a hurry. The 11, their next 2 are on the road after this, and they are both against quality competition. Nashville next Saturday night. North Carolina the following Saturday. Indy is not home again until August the 18th. And that's a change in the original schedule. The 2 home games in August were originally Saturday night games. They are now both Sunday games that kick at 6 o'clock. The Indianapolis Colts are playing home preseason games on each of those 2 nights. Flick forward here. Sorto makes the run. Did he get a controlling touch? He keeps it in play. Hackshaw steers it outside of the 18. Playing back to his keeper.
And that's as much about staying out of a dangerous situation when your team's not, in good attacking shape as it is about Wednesday night in North Carolina and buying another 20-30 seconds where guys can walk back to their spots as opposed to having to sprint to them.
Olsen finding Illich. Sets up Ioze. Illich makes the run. Illich going forward. Illich couldn't slip it past Edwards.
Tell you, great use of his body just to keep Moses off his hip where he can't reach the ball.
And that's also what Nyman has to deal with at the age of 15. He's about 5'5" and $125. In other words, as long as Illich kept him close, he wasn't getting around him. That will develop over time. Illich hitting just his second start of the season. Now Walker, we've seen him from this distance earlier this year. And Pasher can get on the same page. Final 5 minutes plus stoppage time of the first half, presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Is there a late one in the offing here for Indy? Asher sends it in. Nina Voltson didn't think that was getting to him.
No, just not communicating.
Sports the Match presented by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Take your business to the next level in a state that works. Pressure by Pasher. Shahate eventually runs out of real estate. Just like tonight, the next couple of times the Indy 11 play, they'll be seeing teams for a second time. Pressure by Walker. Nashville, a 0-0 draw was had the night before the Indy 500 on May the 25th. Same for North Carolina when Indy plays there in a couple of weeks. Those are both road locales in which Indy got victories a season ago.
Those would be 2 great matches.
That's our first road telecast of the year, by the way. Will be in 2 weeks from Cary. Have that one for you on Wish TV as well. Barrett got stuck in a bad spot. Played that ball back as far as he could, which means Ioze was going to give a foul there to buy a little more time. Hawkins on the restart. Pressure by Ina Voltson. Already asking for a foul that wasn't called. These two teams have both recognized when they've been beaten tonight. Just take the foul and move on.
And you have to wonder, because it's been so quick, if that's something that both coaches have put in everybody's head. at the beginning. Don't let these teams out. Don't let them out on the run.
I would think we are looking at a minimal amount of stoppage time at the end of this half. But a couple of cards assessed.
Good touch.
Asher just couldn't keep it at his feet. In other words, if there's a goal coming before halftime, it'll need to happen quickly. We're told 1 minute of added time for the teams for the next 15 minutes off. Jahate couldn't get past Hawkins. Went to the turf, but wasn't going to get the whistle there. There's the confirmation on that.
Official on the sideline has indicated that a minimum of 1 minute.
There was not that much separated these two teams 5 weeks ago. You'd say the same again tonight.
Yeah, and I think that the separation, if it's going to happen, is going to happen in that last 25 to 30 minutes when the Wednesday night mat starts to show on the legs of those 6 guys that put in significant minutes.
Bustamante slides it through. Sinclair looking to make the turn. Hackshaw gets in the way.
It's a great turn and just a better play by Hackshaw.
That's why he is a national team level player in Trinidad and Tobago, and why he was a guy that was a priority signing for the Indy 11 in the offseason after spending 3 years with the Charleston Battery. And the whistle goes for the end of half number 1. Well, fittingly level at the end of 45 minutes. Neither side can find a goal, but both sides give themselves a number of chances.
Yeah, and I think if you're the 11, you might be a little bit frustrated at this point. You thought, hey, maybe we can come in, get something early, and manage the rest of this game out. If you're Loudoun, you're feeling great. This is exactly where you needed this game to be at this point.
Well, both teams get a chance to regroup heading into halftime. Scoreless here in Indianapolis. Only home match of the month of July for Indy. Hope we send the fans happy with 3 points. Nothing of that too just yet. 0-0 as you're watching Indy 11 soccer on Wish TV. It is a great time to dive into the halftime concessions, whether you're at Lucas Oil Stadium or watching at home, either on Wish TV or ESPN+. 0-0 our score between Indy 11 and Loudoun United. Time now to take a look around at the USL Championship. We start with the Player of the Week. Douglas Martinez of Real Monarchs gets the honor this time around. Not the only award we're going to reference here at halftime as well. Time also for our Coach of the Week here to be recognized at halftime at the USL Championship level. And there's the Team of the Week. Of course, Martinez a big part of that. Not the only Martinez on the Team of the Week. Enzo Martinez representing the Charlotte Independents. How about Lima from New York Red Bulls 2? 4 goals last week. One of 2 members of Red Bull 2. And Jordan Burt of the Colorado Switchbacks played his college soccer at Butler University. So there is your Team of the Week in the USL Championship. Time now for our news and notes around the championship division. The Indy 11, when they had a winning streak going in June, they kept chasing Phoenix Rising. They're living up to their name. They're still rising. 10th consecutive victory after beating Austin Bold. A change with LA Galaxy 2. Mike Munoz out, Junior Gonzalez in out of the Western Conference. And it's been a wonderful debut season for New Mexico United. There was a run to the Final 8 of the U.S. Open Cup, and against Cardiff City, who was in the Premier League last year, a 1-1 draw in a recent friendly. That's a lot of information around the league, but here's some more video to tell you what's happening these days in the USL Championship.
Long strike, a goal for Orange County. Lacroix and Duke Lacroix. This is dangerous, headed on frame. It is a goal for Orange County. And Corey Herzog, and he perfectly places it. Get toward the back post, in the air and through. Orange County. Reese Williams with some space. Williams curls it inside the 18. Soccer attempt and a beautiful strike on the bicycle for Lansing Ignite FC. Absolutely incredible. Elma N4. Are you kidding me? Going long distance, trying to connect. Sayone, and he puts it in the back of the net from long distance. Sending it forward. Here's another opportunity, and boy, you back of the net. That is what they've been looking to do all night long. 91st minute, we are tied at 1 apiece. Here's Mintz again. Mintz cross to the top of the D. Moshovani left foot. Beautiful strike. Tumi Moshovani. Here comes North Texas on the attack. The strike and a goal.
Is this the moment? Jose Angulo! Dillon Stadium alive again! Martinez! What a way to secure a hat-trick! Douglas Martinez taking the spotlight!
To keep it out does the 17-year-old. Looked like it hit the heel of Forrester, and the Bold have the answer moments later. Guess who? Tierpak. Cervantes got the early rounds against the super sub. There's bodies up there. There's bodies up there. Let's see this. This is where he shines. Cross that in, lets it through. Here's Partey. Can you believe that? What a strike. His second on the year.
Kobayashi trying to pick out Brian Wright. Wright breaks it down. Wright puts it in.
Get a comprehensive look not just around the USL Championship, but League One as well. Back at Lucas Oil Stadium, 0-0 through the opening 45 minutes as you're watching Indy 11 soccer on Wish TV and ESPN+. Now, more of a look around the USL Championship scoreboard standings. It's that time of the halftime show. We start with the standings. And again, the Indy 11, 6 points back of Tampa Bay. But as my partner astutely pointed out in the pregame show, you can look at the math yourself. Of the top 6 teams Indy has 2 games in hand on everybody, and that trend's going to continue, Brad, into September.
That's a great place to be. And I tell you, if you can pick up the 3 points tonight and still have a game in your back pocket, you're in great shape.
Right now, Charlotte on that last playoff spot line with 23 points. Tonight's opponent for the Indy 11 and Loudoun United currently 7 points back, as you see there, of that final playoff spot. And after a great start to the season, St. Louis FC has now drifted out currently of the playoff picture. Look around the scoreboard now for the Eastern Conference, presented by the Crown Plaza Indianapolis downtown. Let them assist you with your next meeting or event. Full time, Charleston beats Hartford. They couldn't keep that magic going from last week. Battery win 3-2. Bethlehem trying to take 3 points from Lou City. 1-0 they lead at halftime. Ottawa, a team that Indy hasn't seen yet. They're a very solid club. 2-0 they lead Swope Park Rangers at halftime. Pittsburgh leads North Carolina FC 1-0. That game at Highmark Stadium. Storm delay in Tampa Bay. They're going to get that game in tonight. Just could not start it on time. And a late kickoff. One of the central time zone starts in the East, as Memphis is at home downtown in Memphis, and they'll play Red Bulls 2 coming up at 8:30. Our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the Crown Plaza Indianapolis downtown. More in just a moment as you're watching Indy 11 Soccer on Wish TV. The beautiful game and the great indoors combine on this awfully warm night in Indianapolis. It's comfortable inside Lucas Oil Stadium. Neither team comfortable yet, though, because it's 0-0 through 45 minutes and a very evenly played first half. Again, alongside Brad Hodder, Greg Rakestraw with you. Thanks again for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer. And I thought the first 10 minutes, Brad, belonged to the Indy 11. But the last 35, evenly split.
I agree. I think if I'm the 11, I'd like to see the ball into Tyler Pasher's front foot instead of behind him or at his feet or into space for him to be able to use his pace.
So no goals to show you from the first half, but plenty of highlights because, again, the build-up was very good. And, yes, trying to find Tyler Pasher, a big key for the Indy 11. One of the better chances, though, was a ball play to Thomas Enevoltsen in the early going.
It's a great ball by Patty Barrett, but even better for Enevoltsen to be able to bring it down at full pace with the defender draped all over him.
This was one of many opportunities in the early going. Enevoldsen asking for a foul, would not get it. But we saw numerous opportunities like this, and Evan Newton had to be on his game early for Indy.
Yeah, that's just a great reaction save. You got your head in two worlds. You're defending the near post, and you're also coming across the middle to make a save. That ball nicks off a defender, and you got to touch it out.
Fine Tyler Pasture, you say? This was one of his better looks of the night.
And that's where he's going to be effective, when he can run onto that ball, or you play it to his front foot where he's able to get it under control and be dynamic. When you play it to him at his feet or behind him, and he's got to slow his pace up, that allows them to get cover in behind his pressing defender.
Quick look at the first half numbers. We say it's a 50-50 half. Possession certainly plays out that way. A few more fouls were given tactically by Loudoun United. And again, shots on target, just 2 and 1. But at the same time, that kind of that wouldn't tells you how well I thought both keepers played in each half.
Right. I think that, they both did a great job. I was talking to Coach Martin this week. He talked about they need to win the restart battle. And even though the fouls are tilted towards Loudoun, they've been fouls that have killed the transition of Indy 11, and really, for the most part, not put Loudoun United into really dangerous spots.
We will hear from Martin Rennie coming up in just a matter of moments. Let's kind of go inside the mind of Ryan Martin, head coach of Loudoun United. What do you think his message was to his guys at halftime?
If I'm Coach Martin, I'm saying, look, stop stepping on the ball in transition. They've had the chance with even numbers against Indy 11 in the middle of the field. They put their foot on the ball. They allow Indy to get back in, and then they have to try and beat them off the dribble. Take advantage of those opportunities when Indy's stretched a little bit. You've got some space. You've got numbers. You're either even or you're up. Look to attack in those moments.
So Loudoun's team is on the pitch. They are ready to go. The Indy 11 starters about to re-enter to the turf here at Lucas Oil Stadium. And we'll have head coach Martin Rennie joining us in just a matter of moments as his team re-enters the field to play. Let's go to Coach Rennie now. Martin, your thoughts on your team's opening 45 minutes of action?
I thought the first part of the half we were quite good, created some good chances. I thought as the half went on we were a little bit sloppy. We tried to play behind a little bit too quickly because we were having a little bit of good fortune with that in the early part of the game. So we need to be a little bit more patient, and we need to tighten up in midfield. We're falling for a little bit of the rotation, and we should be able to adjust to that.
The advantage that you have in the last 20 or 25 minutes, knowing those guys played Wednesday, you did not, what does that mean for your team?
Yeah, that can help, but only if we put them under a lot of pressure, and that's what we're going to do.
Coach, thank you very much. Talk to you after the game.
Okay, thank you.
Head coach Martin Rennie, always kind enough to join us at halftime. I can see Evan Newton, the USL's all-time leader in clean sheets, hoping to add another one to his total. He set that mark during the month of May for the Indy 11. And this is where we also point out, we've touched on the success this team has had. They haven't lost a home match since July 4th of last year. 5 wins, 4 draws in this building so far. They've literally allowed 2 goals in here the entirety of the season.
That is unreal. Absolutely unreal. But it gives you such confidence. I mean, you never want to focus on the fact, hey, we want to win the game. We want to get the 3 points. You never want to focus on the fact, hey, we don't want to give up goals. But that is a thing that when you walk into this building, you've got the confidence of just saying, hey, we're a really difficult team to break down.
So Jahate standing over the ball for the Indy 11. Looks like neither team with a substitution to start the half. Indy had been kind of more of a second half team in terms of scoring goals in this building until their last 2 home games. So being in this kind of 0-0 scenario, this is kind of what they are used to. Hackshaw, Osmond, Barrett, the back line. It's the first time in a while we haven't seen Carl Lamette getting starters minutes for the Indy 11. But again, there's depth there, just like there is up top for this team this year. Illich left an opening. Illich, it closed by the time that left foot able to get the boot to the ball. Burforth got in the way.
Just tough. That last touch just kind of got away from him. Was kind of caught right between Indy and Illich. And it was a little miscommunication, but couldn't pull the trigger for either one of them.
Asher goes to the right foot. Akeem Ward, he will sleep well tonight, will Akeem, having chased Pasher. And there's been some man marking. He has followed him even to the right side of the field a couple of times in the opening half.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, that's a smart move. You got Pasher's just been so electric over the last 5-6 weeks. You know, I've mentioned it in the last 2 games that we've done, is how do you leave him alone?
Enevoldsen lays it across. Asher was a candidate for the player of the month in June and went to Solomon Asante of Phoenix Rising, which is fair given the fact they've now won 10 matches straight. Coming here for Loudoun United. Loudoun United 4 wins so far on the year. One of the few teams that has played less matches than Indy has. This is just their 16th match of the season. Got one more match at Audi Field before they will open up their brand new home park. Illich slots it to Jahate. Jahate fouled. Trying to get that ball to Iose to set up a future run. Dane Kelly is available as a substitute tonight for the Indy 11. Jahate earned a start for Dane in the match against Lou City here 3 weeks ago. That was not by design. Dane came up a bit ill the night before. Loudoun made the most of his opportunity that night. Again, as players like Illich and Starikov return, it looks like Jahate has carved out some real estate to continue to get playing time, even with more veterans getting in the mix.
It's all about performance. You know, if you're creating opportunities, if you're being dangerous, if you're taking advantage of those opportunities, there's going to be minutes for you.
Walker or Iose. It's Io. And Barrett with the nudge in the back. It's whistled for the foul. This portion of this match presented by the Demi Companies. Tearing down the past so you can build the future. Good ball by Sinclair. Barrett gives the foul. Alvarez the worse for wear. The yellow card given to Tyler Gibson earlier, his 3rd of the season. He is tied with Patty Barrett for the team lead in yellows. For Patty, 2 of those came in 10 minutes in a match against the top club in the East in the Tampa Bay Rowdies. It was one of 2 matches in early May where the Indy 11 played a man down for a significant portion of the match. Patty's going to see yellow here, so that tie for the team lead in yellows was short-lived as Patty picks up his 4th of the season.
Yeah, but that's a good foul right there. If he doesn't step in and commit that foul, it's a 6-on-4 for Loudoun going against the 11.
Restart opportunity here for Loudoun United. Eric wearing the captain's armband tonight. Hackshaw got there first. Enevoldsen next. Asher's onside. As Jahate running back post. Asher the lead for Enevoldsen. Enevoldsen got a right foot to it. Good recovery by Loudoun United.
You got 2 ways to find him. You can find him on that direct ball, find that space for him and have him run onto it, or you can work in combination, try and draw Loudoun into certain pockets, free him up, and then play him into space.
best that Olsen could do in that scenario. For his 5th goal of the season, he and Dane Kelly each tied with 4 goals for second behind Pasher's 7 in terms of the team scoring chart.
In Olsen's defense, you've seen Pasher turn the corner so many times, and guys, you're really thinking about making that slashing run down the middle for that ball that's slotted across.
Fans, Indy 11 Premium Suites are the perfect way to entertain your guests. Learn more at Indy11.com or call 317-685-1100. Away by Walker. Sinclair has 3 sets of eyes focused on him. Pasher becomes the 4th and gets the takeaway. Pasher's touch a bit too strong. Sinclair with some space. And Newton got his hands to it.
That was a poor opportunity in transition. You look at how that line lined up for Loudoun, and you thought, oh, here it comes.
Pressure by Sinclair. Bustamante. Murphy. And Newton had it covered the entire time. This has not looked like a team that put in 90 minutes against North Carolina on Wednesday.
No, and I tell you, I think they did a really good job in the first half. When you play a game like they did midweek in 90-degree weather, you're looking to try and take this 90-minute game, make it a 60-minute game. Knock the ball back to your keeper from 40 yards, kill off 10 to 15 seconds here, take your restarts, drag a little bit more time out there, get that 90 minutes down to 60 because you know you got that in your legs.
Again, Iose with the dime to Pasher from 50 yards away. Olsen didn't get the touch he wanted to on it. Now it's 3v3. And Barrett will sweep it away from Murphy. That was the worst loss of the season from a margin standpoint. First 3-goal loss of the campaign. This young Loudoun United team. 11 coming up on the short end on Saturday. Ball deflected off of Sorto. All 3 Indy 11 losses have been a 2-1 final score. That's going to be a foul on Iose. Iose will be shown a card for the foul. So 3rd yellow shown to an Indy 11 player tonight. Barrett, Iose, as well as Tyler Gibson.
It's a dangerous spot.
Yellow card caution.
Gets that right hand around the shoulder that drew the ire of the official.
I don't know that you needed a foul there. I mean, they've not shown, you know, in the attacking third the discipline to really make something happen. And here you give a pretty good opportunity for them.
It's a 2-man wall being shown by Indy. Newton made it look easy. Quick restart to Jahate. Jahate's got 3 defenders. Asher stays onside. Hackshaw tries to find him. Puts it in his general area. And not his strong side, his right side. Can he get to that left foot? He could, but the turf monster got it.
Just a step off on every one of those touches. It did well to create an opportunity here, but you know, this ball that just got, I think it was Illich, just got a little bit tough for him. Bounced it back, still were able to get a shot off of it, but just never looked fluid through that whole segment.
Sports the Match presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Dream big, work hard, finish strong. He couldn't spot it. Illich does. Walker keeps it in play. Enevoldsen.
What a hit.
Great save. Now Walker ends up in the BYB. Well, Edwards has not been called upon this half until that very moment, but he answers the call yet again.
I'll tell you what, you look at the consistency of Thomas Enevoldsen when he takes a shot, whether he's off balance, whether he's got a defender on him, whether it's a bouncing ball, he will make the goalkeeper have to make a save.
A World Cup participant for Denmark back in 2010. Decorated pro career in Europe before coming to the States for the first time last year. Hackshaw, good read. Neat little flick by Walker.
Yeah, Loudoun has picked up their pressure. That's a dangerous ball.
Sliding tackle away by Pasher.
That's exactly what you want to see. When a player makes a turnover, that he spends the energy to fix the problem.
For standing stats on the latest league news, be sure to visit USLChampionship.com. Martinez not happy with that whistle. He thought that was deflected off a Loudoun player. Chahate couldn't get there in time. Gibson. Chahate used that speed to try to go track it down. Good win by Barrett. And earns a foul on Sorto in the process. First substitution of the match about to take place. Connor Presley. Enevoldsen the flick on the transition opportunity.
And I'll tell you, after Wednesday night's match, with the amount of work that Presley did, he was dynamic for Loudoun on the right flank. I think he's only got 30 minutes left with the energy that he put into Wednesday night's game. But he did a great job of turning the corner, the early serve. He had some dangerous shots at the top of the box. This is a good sub for Loudoun.
Now made his way to the fourth official, so next stoppage in play. See that sub enter. Alvarez could not clear Hackshaw.
I'll tell you what, there's a little too much space in front of the Indy 11 back line right now that Loudoun is having a lot of success in maintaining possession, knocking the ball around, drawing the 11 into that space, and then playing it out to the flanks.
Connor Presley now about to enter. He is second on this team in minutes played. He has now played in 15 of 16 matches this season, so he's one of the stalwart players of this club. More of an attack-minded sub as well, although again Ward had no problem getting forward. But Ward played a little right back tonight. Presley listed as a midfield player, 2 goals and an assist.
You're going to take a look at that, and that's due to the respect Loudoun has for Tyler Pasher. They said, look, you give me everything you've got, Ward. You give me 60 minutes of hard work, chasing him down, creating opportunities where he has to spend energy to defend, and then we'll get Presley in to finish this game off.
After tonight, the Indy 11 will not be back here for 4 weeks at Lucas Oil Stadium. August the 18th, they take on St. Louis FC. That's one of the 3 teams that have a victory. The Indy 11 this year. 6 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday night. Indy11.com has more. Indy11.com/tickets. A pair of back-to-back Sunday night matches. Again, those were changes from the original schedule for the Indy 11. Gibson a bit optimistic on that ball, looking for Iose. saw Illich play as a reserve last week. Right? I think he's got 90 minutes in him tonight.
You know, it's tough to say because we haven't seen him in that capacity this year. So it depends on the training and it depends on.
Sinclair left foot.
Closed down well.
Was deflected. It is another corner coming here for Loudoun United. Lucas Farias heading to the fourth official for Indy. First, a look at the latest scoring chance for the visitors from Loudoun. Deflected off of Mitch Osmond. Headed down.
Oh my goodness,
Great
what a
look.
ball.
That may be the best look of the night for Loudoun United. Ivo Due for his first goal of the season.
That barely missed. Great service. Great touch by Due.
My question about Ilya Illich was just answered. Ilya exits after 62 minutes, and he was a difference maker in this match, I thought, for the Indy 11. Lucas Farias, not a guy that has played a lot, but when he has, he's done a lot of good things for this club.
He's done well.
Native of Brazil.
This puts Iose back underneath Asher, so instead of the long ball, now he can look to try and see if he can't thread a seam and find him in his space.
Team's now with 2 substitutions remaining. This is Presley, the fresh set of legs into the contest for Loudoun. Walker with the pressure, flicks it forward for Jahante. Couldn't latch on to it. Indy 11 developed a habit of winning games here late in the month of June. Here again tonight.
Take a look at Murphy. He has spent a lot of energy and just not had the right look. And great goal scorers and great players, they just sort of lay in the weeds all game and wait for that one moment, that one ball that they can tuck away. Can't fall asleep on Kyle Murphy.
5 goals and 3 assists this season. Player wearing the captain's armband, and Dane Kelly is making his way to the fourth official for the Indy 11. All-time leading goal scorer in the USL Championship. He created the first goal against Loudoun 5 weeks ago. It eventually was called as an own goal, and I think rightfully so. So with that, Dane has not tallied since the end of April. A corner coming, but maybe we're seeing the first effect of the Wednesday night 90 minutes that were asked as Sinclair dealing with a cramp of that right calf.
See, you know, it's incredible about a cramp is you know what it is, but it feels like you're dying. It really does. It's one of the most painful things ever. And you realize, you know what's happening. Your mind tells you, hey, it's just a cramp, but it is so painful.
He played 55 minutes, so he was subbed out in the match on Wednesday night. And obviously the conditions in here, pristine. The long-term forecast, we kind of knew this heat wave was coming for the last couple of weeks. Great job by the Indy 11 management to announce on Wednesday the roof was going to be closed. To let fans know, hey, this is an alternative. Want to go out and have a good time, but you know, not potentially melt to go to watch the Indy 11 match.
Great move. And whoever was running the Indy 11 Facebook page, did you see the Lance Stevenson and LeBron?
It'll be our buddy Trey Higdon that puts those together.
If you haven't seen it on Facebook, scroll back through it. What a clever post about the air conditioning.
Looks like the second sub that will be brought on for Loudoun United. It's like John Murphy will be the player brought in. Again, I don't think this was a scheduled substitution. All sent in. And a foul has been whistled, so both teams want to get a substitution of the contest. believe this is going to be Murphy's first appearance of the season.
And I think this is a good sub, Dane Kelly, for Jahate. You take a look at how he spends so much energy chasing things down that eventually, you know, it's going to erode a little bit of the performance. So still factored into play, but wasn't as dangerous as he was in that first 30 to 40 minutes.
So Dane Kelly in, Aliou Jahate out. That has been kind of reversed a lot this year, with Aliou coming in for the closing minutes of a match. And going to be asked to give maximum effort for 30 minutes. The flick by Iose. Pasher looking to turn that corner as he does so often, but couldn't get the maximum effort on that cross. Looking for Kelly at the back post. This portion of the match brought to us by Honda Manufacturing of Indiana, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Both teams down now to one substitution.
United FC, also the 67th minute of play. Entering 32, John Murphy. Leaving the match, 11, Orlando Sinclair.
Here's Farias, native of Brazil. Trying to find some room for Kelly. Murphy got in the way. John Murphy wearing number 32. Kyle Murphy wearing number 9. The newer Murphy in the lineup made a couple of appearances last year for Red Bulls 2. Loudoun's about to burn their third and final sub of the game coming up. Asher gets a foul. Fans, you get updates and alerts all year long by following the Indy 11 on ESPN.com. Search for Indy 11, then click follow to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on the 11's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for more on your club. And Murphy making his impact felt after the whistle.
Has elevated quickly. Didn't look like anything but a little bit of incidental contact. But both teams got agitated.
So the third and final substitution. Nelson Martinez coming on for Loudoun United. For Nelson, this is his 6th appearance of the season. Bustamante will have a seat.
I tell you, I mean, there's opportunities back post, but I really like this ball somewhere into this. Well, Pasher's leaving it, but this triangle of Pasher, Voltson, and Iose, I'll take them at 3-on-3 against him.
Walker.
Entering 30, Nelson Martinez.
Alvarez with Nyman sprinting forward. Walker picks his pocket.
Brilliant, brilliant. That's a 5-on-2 if he doesn't get that ball.
The Sports of the Match presented by Delta Faucet. Delta Faucet, see what Delta can do. So interesting to see that Loudoun used all 3 of their subs so early. And again, I understand you played on Wednesday night, but something goes wrong now towards the end of this match.
You got 20 minutes plus extra time, and you can't tell me that there's not another guy that's close to cramping out there.
Sinclair may have kind of forced the hand on that for Loudoun. Barrett couldn't get to it. Osmond does. Martinez will knock it sideways for the 11th throw in. So Indy still has 1 substitute in which they can use. That'll be a foul whistled against Sorto. Possibilities for Martin Rennie, by the way. Emerson Nieto, Kim Do-yoon, Macaulay King, and Carl Ouimet. Not to mention Jordan Farr, the backup goalkeeper. Possible substitutions. Voltson in the target. Sandwiched by the 2 center backs that time. No chance of Voltson tracking that one down. Indy 11 have had a couple of 1-0 wins in this building this year. Arias able to knock that ball off of a Loudoun player. Back to 4 weeks ago, it wasn't until after the 80th minute when they found the game's only goal to beat Atlanta United 2. Arias again blasts that ball off of Murphy for an Indy 11 throw in.
here in the 72nd minute, it's an impressive level of pressure that Loudoun is able to put on the ball right now.
Osmond got a boot to it. Now back to safety for Loudoun. As the USL recently unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level.
Oh, Red. Edwards, he was, right at the top of the 6 before the ball was even served. He knew that it's not a shooting angle for Pasher, but they were dangerous runs coming in the back post, and he just sat at the top of the 6.
Edwards has been outstanding. Sorto taken down by Osmond. Yep, it's going to be a foul. It's going to be a card shown to Osmond. So the 4th card of the night shown to the Indy 11 as Mitch Osmond picks up a yellow. Reset opportunity here coming for Loudoun United. Finish I thought about the USL Academy. Teams can play across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Card is filling up for our referee Matthew Corrigan tonight. This is as many yellows as we have seen in one match for the Indy 11 this year.
This is one of the priorities that Coach Martin entered this game with. He said we want to win the restart battle. When we have those opportunities, we have to execute.
Alvarez will take it. Dewey. That's across the byline.
There's so much more you can do with that ball.
Shaw lost it. Murphy's been a difference maker since entering this match. Kind of a quiet building right now. That's allowed for making it that way. Finds Pasher. Keep that ball away from Presley. Now Walker lofts it forward for Iose. Iose got a head to it. Goes down, asks for contact. Won't get it.
And just enough contact to take him down, but not enough. Not enough to say we'll decide the game here.
Number 75, he remains scoreless. He played to 3 0-0 draws in this building in May. Against Tampa Bay, against North Carolina, and against Nashville. Ever since that Nashville game, the Indy 11 have scored in every contest.
It's a great ball.
But an offside ball. Murphy ruled to have been an offside position. Kelly. Osmond. Clear that ball away from Murphy. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he can. Definitely avoids pressure. Playing it to Evan Newton.
I'll tell you, Kyle Murphy thought there's no way Mitch was going to catch up with that ball.
And now Pasher off to the races. Plays through a jersey tug. Slides it forward for Kelly. Dane Kelly.
Wow. Wow. It's a great ball by Pasher. A great effort by Dane Kelly. And an even better save by Edwards.
The think you could say Edwards has been the man of the match.
Holy smokes. Now that's a dramatic save, but 75% of the stuff he's done out here has been to just to deny any kind of opportunity for building up.
He has cut off so many angles in this game. Walker. Jose has a short option. Ball played in, quickly steered away by Loudoun. Kansas Sports the Match, brought to you by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Indiana, a state that works.
Careless with the ball for the 11.
Jose trying to get downhill and downfield. Leaves it for Enevoldsen. Asher looking back post. That's where the ball is headed. Asher slipping through to Gibson. Owen coming here for Indy. Switch the attack to Farias. Kelly looking to make the turn. Kelly, good tackle. Corner coming.
Great first touch. Great first touch.
This portion of the match brought to us by Ivy Tech. Career start here. Apply for free at ivytech.edu.
First 30 minutes of this second half, Loudoun has really upped their pressure, chasing down the loose ball, making sure that the 11 had no space, no time. It may be running its course and playing into their legs right now.
You're good, man. You're good. Go back.
Gibson. With a new wrinkle that time by the Indy 11. Finds Enevoldsen, heads it for Osman, but the flag goes up.
Gibson and Jose knocking the ball around. Didn't look like anything was going to develop, and Enevoldsen just sneaky gets to the backside.
Can't really tell from that angle. This match has featured a lot of corners in both directions, so you got to go to something new. And Edwards perfectly happy to let a little time tick off the clock here. Saw Thomas Enevoldsen get a 90th minute goal a couple of weeks ago against Birmingham. That really was more of a personal award than anything else, because it didn't factor into the decision of the match. It may be that type of anger that fuels him in this one. Sorto with the run going. Sorto with the cutback. Newton with the save. And Hackshaw.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant defending. Check out Sorto. Check out those touches in tight spaces, and he still gets that shot off.
2 goals in 3 games played coming into tonight's match. 2 goals in 126 minutes for Sorto. And you could argue that before he left for international duty after June 1st, that Hackshaw might have been the Indy 11's best player until that point. Asher has kind of wrestled that title away. Don't forget how valuable Neville has been all season long. Walker, Kelly, Enevoldsen!
There you go. What a touch.
I may have been 10 minutes off in my prediction. Enevoldsen gets his 5th goal of the season, and the Indy 11 take a 1-goal lead.
What a great goal. What a great. Was that Kelly that touched it into space for him? Brilliant little touch.
Walker,
Look at that ball
Kelly,
right there.
Edom Olsen, all key free agent acquisitions in the offseason.
Look at this touch.
The
Look at
build-up sublime, the finish clinical, and a one-goal lead for the home team.
Oh my, that's just brilliant. Look at that. Tip of the hat to Edom Olsen to be aware that Kelly's going to be able to find him there.
Tip of the cap to Catherine Reed for her golf clap sign. That's fantastic. It goes up in the front of the Brickyard Battalion. She was one of the many Brickyard Battalion members who was in attendance for Liverpool and Dortmund last night at South Bend. Again, Loudoun, this game is not over by any stretch of the imagination, as Loudoun has given themselves chances throughout the course of the match. One more might be necessary for Indy. Kelly applying pressure, and Kelly gets a shove from Edwards, and a card shown to Dane Kelly. And Edwards having none of any sort of apology from Dane Kelly, and now Edwards wants a bit more, and he would be wise to back away. Kelly has been shown a yellow, and Edwards acting as if he has been shown red. He has been shown nothing at this juncture. Kelly shown a yellow card.
I'll tell you, you know what? I think you've got a case if you're Edwards, if that first touch is closer to you, or if, but the way that developed, that was a little bit casual. Kelly actually had a shot at that ball.
So fifth yellow of the match shown against the Indy 11. That one goes to Dane Kelly. Yellow card accumulation really hasn't been an issue. That list is sent out by the USL Championship every Wednesday. There's a few more guys on that list now for the Indy 11. Kelly is onside here. Burforth, Kelly! Eventually cleared to the side by Loudoun United.
His pace changes things. Changes your decision making, changes which balls you can sit and just relax on, and which ones you got to have a sense of urgency on.
Jose gets the handball call against Presley. Being a big hurry to restart here if you're Jose. Told pick up the pace a little bit, and eventually obliges. You're not to take it to the corner flag time yet for Indy, but you don't mind hanging on the ball for a little while longer. Those fresh legs to apply as much pressure as possible. And Barrett turns that off.
Well played.
Of the Loudoun United player, and John Murphy. Finds its way to Edom Olsen. Now Pasher trying to make that turn, and does so. Pasher racing forward, but
are you
a look on goal for his 8th of the season?
Kidding me? Unbelievable individual creativity to create that opportunity for himself.
Restart ball blasted to midfield by Edwards Jr. Kelly picks the pocket. Kelly's got Edom Olsen with it. Kelly plays it forward. Edom Olsen. He Kelly trying to occupy the same space. It leads to a goal kick for Loudoun United.
And they're both frustrated with each other.
And there's a card on Edwards because he had something to say to Kelly. You saw it on our telecast. So now the keeper has been shown a yellow, his first of the season. By the way, our final 5 minutes plus stoppage time brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda Dealers, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11.
Edwards Jr.
Let that ball roll through and now plays it back to Newton for safety. Hackshaw. Good pressure by Presley. Not a danger yet. Give and go. Onside. And Walker with just enough of a nudge. Newton hit the reset button.
Well played.
Fans, you can tune into ESPN3 this Wednesday, July 24th at 4 o'clock for a special afternoon edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. The Surge in Reno 1868 FC storms into Orange County to meet an OCSC side looking to climb closer to a playoff spot. See it Wednesday afternoon at 4 on ESPN3. Sorto directly at Newton. A lot of traffic in front of him. Not much he can do with that other than go for goal. Real credit to Loudoun and how they're playing on a short week. It's about as tough of a road swing as you could find in the Eastern Conference, playing at North Carolina. Newton off his line.
Good read.
Finish that thought. You go to North Carolina and Indy. You're going to 3 and 4 in the Eastern Conference. That's a tough ask. They have played well. They may not have a point to show for it. Barrett going to be ruled as a throw-in. No foul, just a throw-in. Thought he was going to have to worry about seeing a second card for a second time this year.
You can't blame him. He's seen that before.
He found a goal in the 89th minute last time these two teams played. Olsen. Martinez stumbles. Kelly finds space. Kelly, Olsen. Couldn't get the brace. And Gibson. And a late whistle on a foul. And Tyler's on a yellow. He's not being too demonstrative about it. He may not agree with the call, but any amount of lobbying is not going to change that call. That ball's going to come back anyway for a reset.
Make your case and move on.
By the way, Macaulay King is asked to sub in. First, we're going to see, I believe, how much stoppage time there's going to be first. 4 minutes. Video evidence to back up my statement. And then Macaulay King, at the next break in play, will be waved in. Pasher. Iose. Pasher. Pasher 2v1. Kelly to his right. Pasher slides it through. And Tyler Pasher seals up all 3 points yet again for the Indy 11. His 8th goal of the season. His 3rd consecutive home match. where the native of Canada finds the back of the net.
That was going in regardless. If he knocks that ball across, Dane Kelly just walks it in. Edwards comes out and sets the wide base, pokes it through the wickets.
When you're Canadian, we have to refer to that as 5-hole, correct?
I believe so.
He didn't go glove side. He went 5-hole. 8th goal of the season for Tyler Pasher.
That's an Indy 11 goal. Scoreboard 23.
Well, the season it's been for Tyler Pasher, and that continues tonight. Macaulay King will check in, and it is now Pasher who will get the hero send-off after scoring the goal. Rookie and King on the replacing. Another brick in the wall for Tyler Pasher. For those that may be watching from outside of Indianapolis, Brickyard Battalion hands a brick for every goal scored and every clean sheet. As of now, they're online to hand out 3 bricks this evening. Pasher's building up quite the collection.
How many do they come to the stadium with, do you know? Or do they just have a warehouse and inventory of them here? Because you don't know how the game's going to unfold.
It's part of the fitness routine. Carry some bricks with you. Helps in training.
I'd like an answer to this next broadcast, is how they handle this. Do they bring them? Are they already here? Are they making them in the back of Lucas Oil?
I've got a couple of weeks. I'll work on it. See if Kelly looks for one for himself. That'll be a corner coming. And at this juncture, the corner kick may not venture far from the corner flag. Again, Loudoun gave a great effort tonight.
I did. I'll tell you, until that creative play with Kelly freeing up Ina Voltson and then the toe poke underneath, this is anybody's match at that point.
And Dane Kelly had the desired effect on this match for head coach Martin.
He did. He created that opportunity. You take a look at right after that, he was in a 2v1 and a little miscommunication between he and Ina Voltson. He wanted Ina Voltson to make a run away, draw the defender out of space. Ina Voltson wanted the ball to him in space. That could have easily been a goal. And then this ball here, if Pasher knocks that ball across, Kelly puts it in.
Closing seconds of this one. All that's left at this juncture. Can Evan Newton add to his already league record total of clean sheets? Can Indy make it 8 clean sheets in 10 home matches this year? This will extend their streak without a loss at home to 18. And Murphy and King having at it. And Murphy entered this game in a bad mood. As he has been around almost every dust-up, and he subbed in some 35 minutes ago. And that's why Jose is, as the veteran, kind of getting in his ear saying, hey.
Probably pointed that out to him. He said, you know what, you've not been on your best behavior since you've been in here.
To extend their unbeaten streak at home to 18 matches. The franchise record is 21. The end of 2015 to early 2017. And this one, errant. Only a matter of time before the final whistle sounds.
When they go back and they look at film on this, and they look at the restarts and the corners and some of these wasted opportunities, you're 30 yards out. You're looking to try and beat one of the premier goalkeepers in the league.
And that's it. It took a while for the final outcome to be decided, but a pair of goals from the 80th minute on from some very likely sources for the Indy 11. Ina Voltson his 5th. Pasher his 8th. Don't underestimate the effort that Dane Kelly put in as a sub tonight. It all adds up to yet another win for the Indy 11. Final score this evening at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Indy 11 2, Loudoun United 0. Closing thoughts when we come back. Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, proud to be the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. And by Community Health, exceptional care simply delivered. Community Health Network. Time for our West Fork Whiskey shot of the game. It didn't come till late in the contest for the Indy 11. It helped secure the 3 points in this 2-0 victory, and it belongs to the game winner, Thomas Enevoldsen.
Great ball from Kenny Walker. Just to see this run by Dane Kelly, and incredible touch by Kelly to find Enevoldsen. And this is a goal scorer's mentality. Let me just get a touch to it and see if I can put it on for him.
West Fork Whiskey, Indiana's premier whiskey distillery. Dane Kelly gets his 3rd assist of the season. That man and Thomas Enevoldsen will be joining us on the Central Indiana Honda Dealers post-game show, as will the head coach of the Indy 11 in Martin Runny, and the man that added to his clean sheet total, Evan Newton, his 7th of the season. Again, a fantastic effort by the visitors from Loudoun tonight, but Indy 11 found 2 goals after the 80th minute. They take home all 3 points. Your final score at Lucas Oil Stadium, Indy 11-2, Loudoun United 0. Thanks for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.